and we're here to talk about something that can absolutely cripple your life if you let it. Fear and phobias. If you're tired of living under that shadow, then you've come to the right place, because today, we're gonna shine a big ol' spotlight on it. Let's get started. Alright, let's talk about fear. Fear isn't some made-up boogeyman, it's one of the most basic, hardwired emotions we humans have. It's a survival instinct, pure and simple. Its job is to protect you, to make you sit up, pay attention, and get ready to deal with whatever threat is coming your way. Understanding this fundamental nature of fear, that it's supposed to be a helpful signal, is the very first step in figuring out how to manage it when it starts to go haywire. So, how does this fear thing actually work? When your brain senses danger, it immediately sends out an SOS to your nervous system. Your adrenal glands start pumping out adrenaline and cortisol, those stress hormones. Your heart starts beating like a drum to pump more blood to your muscles and brain. This powerful physiological response is designed for acute short-term threats. But what happens when that threat is something less tangible, like public speaking? Your body can still react with that same intensity, even if the trigger doesn't logically warrant such a massive response. Now let's talk about kids. Children experience fear all the time, and frankly, a lot of it is perfectly normal, part and parcel of growing up. These common childhood fears often stem from a sense of vulnerability. Little kids are, well, little. They depend on adults for safety and security. The good news is, for most children, these common fears are temporary. As they grow, as they learn more about the world, they naturally start to overcome these anxieties. However, it's important for parents and caregivers to acknowledge these fears, not dismiss them, and provide reassurance. Alright, we've talked about normal fear. Now, let's shift gears and talk about phobias, because this is where fear really goes into overdrive and becomes a serious problem. A phobia is a type of anxiety disorder characterized by an intense, overwhelming, and often irrational fear of a specific object, situation, or activity. This intense fear can lead people to go to extraordinary lengths to avoid their triggers, and that avoidance can severely limit their lives, affecting their work, their relationships, and their overall well-being. So, the million-dollar question: why do some people develop these debilitating phobias while others don't? It's often a complex mix of factors. Researchers believe that genetics can play a role. If you have family members with anxiety disorders or phobias, you might be more predisposed to developing one yourself. Then there's brain chemistry and activity. Some studies suggest that people with phobias might have differences in how certain areas of their brain function. And of course, life experiences and learned behaviors are huge. Traumatic events are a big one. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I get it, phobias are awful, but what can I actually do about it? The good news is phobias are highly treatable. One of the cornerstones of treatment often involves cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. This approach helps you identify and challenge those irrational thoughts and beliefs that fuel the phobia. Relaxation techniques are also incredibly important. Learning things like deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or mindfulness meditation can help you calm that physiological arousal. Then there's a technique called systematic desensitization, or exposure therapy. With the help of a therapist, you're slowly exposed to your fear trigger, starting with something very mild and working your way up. So, let's bring it all home. Fear and phobias. They're common, more common than you probably think. With the right understanding, the right support, and the right tools, you absolutely can learn to manage, control, and even overcome these debilitating fears. It's not about becoming some fearless superhero, it's about reducing the fear to a manageable level so it no longer calls the shots in your life. Reach out, get informed, and start the journey, because you deserve to live a life that isn't defined by what scares you. Your journey to freedom starts now. Don't let fear win. Well, there you have it. We've pulled back the curtain on fear and phobias, and hopefully you're walking away with a much clearer understanding of what they are, and more importantly, that they can be overcome. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate fear entirely. It has its purpose, but to stop irrational, overwhelming fear from dictating how you live your life. Until next time, take what you've learned today, start putting it into practice, and remember, you are stronger than your fear. Take care.